Iran, a human rights group publishing the names of 100 Iranians it said were at risk of being executed for participating in the anti-regime protest. Oslo-based Iran Human Rights has been monitoring the violations in the Islamic Republic and says the 100 people have either already been sentenced to death or risk being sentenced due to their charges, adding that the figure is a, quote, minimum, as most families are under pressure to stay quiet, and that the real number is believed to be much higher. The human rights group renewing calls to the international community to increase the political cost of the executions for the Iranian regime. Let's bring in I-24 News Middle East correspondent Ariel Osteran joining us live in studio. Ariel, good morning. Iran already holding 2 executions, and on Saturday, the Supreme Court upholding the death sentence of another 22-year-old man who was sentenced to death over these protests. Activists are warning that his life is in imminent danger. What is the latest on the demonstrations?
Right, Hamda. So first of all, good morning. And this issue of executions is really starting to grow in terms of public awareness, international awareness, and also international pressure. You mentioned the 2 executions that have already been carried out. There's also the execution sentencing of a local rapper, but that was postponed because of the large public support that he has inside Iran. And indeed, as the longer this progresses, you know, you mentioned the list of at least 100 people who are facing the death penalty. There are currently over 18,000 Iranians detained in the Islamic Republic over these protests that have been going on for over 102 days. And the regime, given that this is perhaps one of the biggest challenges to its rule since the Islamic Revolution of 1979, it is trying to find ways to try and bolster its crackdown, to enforce it more forcefully, but without sending the also Iranian activists, without trying to go too far in the streets in terms of the violence and the crackdown, but also in terms of international pressure. However, as long as if Iran will continue and increase the number of executions, we should expect to see also more forceful response in the streets, but also in terms of the international community, there are a bunch of different scenarios that are being discussed right now.